Hey guys, good morning. We are on day 2 of the Baby in the River murder trial. That disgusts me. I hate the name of this trial. I really hate the name of this trial. It is 10:43 in Florida. I think it's 9:43. Is it 9:43 in Memphis, isn't that where this trial is? Investigators allege Isabelle admitted to luring Danielle to an intersection and shooting her in the head. He then admitted to taking Kennedy and tossing the child into the Mississippi River. Isabelle allegedly told detectives in a recorded interview that he killed Danielle and Kennedy because he didn't want the child. But he's pleading not guilty. And I think I heard in opening statements that he threw her by her leg. Like, picked her up by the leg and threw her? I thought I heard that. I could be wrong. That's a monster. I'm sorry, but that is a monster. Who does that to a 2-day-old infant? Good Lord.
Hearing some Division 5 of the Criminal Court of Shelby County, Tennessee is now open for transaction business pursuant to adjournment. All personnel business with this court draw near, give attention, you should be heard on just Carl and Addison, presiding, please be seated, no talking, turn off all cell phones.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Apologies for the delay. Any housekeeping issues we need to take up before the jury comes in?
Possibly, Your Honor. You're going to need, are we good? Okay. We're ready.
We're ready to go.
Thank you.
Oh, that was the testimony? Okay, I knew I heard it somewhere. I didn't know if I dreamed it or if I do sometimes dream about cases, so I didn't know if I dreamed it or if I actually heard it. I hope we get to see his police interview. Oh yeah, I scheduled it for noon because I didn't know what time they were starting. And StreamYard, you got to put a time in to schedule it, so
Your Honor,
I
after the first witness, can we take a short recess just for me to figure out how to connect to that?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Are we picking up on April Kim?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Watch your step. Stand on the seal, face the judge, raise your right hand.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm to speak the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Please have a seat, watch your step, and speak up for the benefit of Madam Court Reporter.
Good morning. Good morning.
You could state your name and you spell it for the benefit of the jury.
April Campbell, APRIL CAMPBELL.
All right, April, you're Danielle Hoyle's mother, is that right?
Yes.
I'm going to take you back to January.
I'm
February.
sorry, but the 80s called. They want their pants back, honey.
Well, 2022 and a little before that. Do you remember that time?
wrong.
Yes, sir.
How old, you remember how old Danielle was back then?
27. She was 2 months from 28.
28.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember where she was working?
At Federal Express.
Federal Express?
Yes.
Did you have any kids?
Yes. She had 2 kids, Jariah and Kennedy.
Okay. And back then, how old was Jariah?
Jariah was 9.
All right. And you said also Kennedy.
Yes.
So she's working at FedEx. Do you remember when, and I know you don't remember the exact date, but when she started to see Brandon Isabelle?
I don't remember the exact date. When I started hearing about him, it was like, I want to say maybe May of June of 21.
Okay. So early-ish in 21, is at least when you found out about it.
Right.
Right? How did you feel about that back then?
Objection, Your Honor.
What is the purpose for this?
I'll move on, Judge. Can you identify Brandon Isabelle in the courtroom?
Yes,
And leather pants.
right here.
He's standing up, so I guess she's identified.
Yeah.
All right, that's the guy she started dating.
Yes.
Did you approve of that?
Objection, Your Honor.
She can say if you approve of it or not, Judge. It's her feelings about the other relationship.
It's not relevant.
I think it is relevant.
Overruled.
Did you approve of her dating Brandon Isabelle?
I can't say, well, to be honest, no.
Okay.
After she told me about him, I just didn't like what she told me. I'm gonna just say that.
What did you learn about him?
That he was married.
Okay.
And I said, if he's married,
Oh.
how do you think he's gonna treat you? If he's not even treating his wife right, how is he gonna treat you right?
Okay. At some point,
Probably,
during 2021, Danielle becomes pregnant, correct?
Right.
Do you remember when you learned about that?
I learned, I wanna say in June or July.
How did Danielle, well, what did you learn? What were her feelings about that? Or do you remember what she felt about her pregnancy?
She was excited about Kennedy. She sent me a picture of her ultrasound saying, Mama, guess what they found? What they found? And she was like, they found a baby. I had to actually just look at the picture and see her name because I thought she was playing a joke on me. But she was really excited. Everybody was excited because we thought she wasn't going to have any more kids.
Was the whole family excited about it? And you have other sons and daughters, is that right?
Right.
How many do you have?
I had 9 total.
How many sons?
I got 5,
And
4 girls.
what girls are doing that? What do you remember about Brandon Isabelle's involvement with Danielle during the course of the pregnancy?
It was minimal that I knew of. All I knew was my baby was going to work every day, coming home. We didn't really just talk about it. As long as she was happy and content, I was happy.
Was he coming by the house?
No,
to visit?
no.
I want to go to the 30th of January,
Right,
and we're in 2022 now, correct?
right.
Do you remember that day?
Yeah, that day, it was just a normal day. We did a lot of running, as far as, getting stuff last minute for the baby, a little shopping and stuff. And later on that evening, she went into labor.
Is this late on January 30th?
She went into labor, and she couldn't drive. She said she couldn't walk. It hurt to walk, so we had to call the ambulance. And I told her I wanted to go with her, but she said Brandon wanted to be there, so she chose Brandon to go. It was COVID back then. You know, only one person could be in a room with you. He got to see her born. I got a picture in a million phone call.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that. You couldn't go up there because of COVID, and she wanted him there.
Right.
Tell us about the communication with your daughter while she was in hospital.
She just kept calling, asking what I was doing. Just showing
We approach.
Pardon me, ladies and gentlemen, ma'am, just a second, please.
Why did he want to be there? What a jerk.
Hospital, did she seem excited?
She did. She was happy. I think I got, I want to say 3, 4 pictures.
Okay. So without telling us what she said, you can tell us that. Was she communicating with you?
Yes.
I remember you telling me something, you were at work that day, is that right?
Uh-huh.
And did you get much work done that day?
No,
Why not?
because she just kept calling and I wasn't gonna miss a call. I just wanted to see my grandbaby. Make sure she was good. And she was good at that time.
Okay. I want to take you now to a little fast forward. She brings
Yes,
Kennedy
Marty.
home at some point, correct?
Right.
Tell us about that.
It was me and all my kids. I mean, she never got to sit down. Everybody was just holding on her, playing with her. We got a few pictures with her. I got to feed her. I got to change her clothes. And then I had to, give her to somebody else because somebody else wanted it.
How long did you get to be with her? How long did you and your family get to be with Kennedy?
Maybe an hour at the most, a little over an hour.
I want to just take your time, April.
But we got her for about an hour, and she was gone.
April, if you need a little time, we can take a little time, okay?
I'm good.
You okay?
But, I mean, everybody that was there got to hold her that night and play with her for a minute.
I want to go back just a little bit, because I meant to ask you, what were you guys doing, you and your family, in sort of preparation for Kennedy? Were you guys gathering and buying things?
Yeah, we had been buying stuff since she actually found out she was a girl. The day she found out she was having a girl, we actually started getting everything. The next week, car seats, strollers, bassinets, playpens, a bed, clothes, shoes, pampers. I mean, whatever my daughter wasn't getting, I was getting, friends was getting. She had, she has a lot of stuff, but we still have her stuff.
So you guys are ready.
We were ready.
You said you had her for about an hour.
Right.
Why did she leave?
She told me,
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Did you learn anything about why she left?
Withdrawn?
Oh,
Withdrawn?
yes, ma'am. Yes, I'm rewording it.
Thank you.
Sorry.
yes, she told me she was leaving.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Okay.
Did you learn why she was leaving?
Yes, to go see Brandon.
Okay. And did she tell you something that was a little
Yes,
sort of story?
yes.
Can you tell us what that was?
She told me she was taking Kennedy,
Your Honor, objection, hearsay.
wait,
Oh, okay. She was leaving to go see Brandon.
right.
Sustain the objection.
Sorry, Ted. Where did you learn that she was going?
To see Brandon,
What did you learn was the story that she gave you?
that she was taking Kennedy back to the hospital.
Okay, how did you feel about that?
I actually thought it was true because I had to do it before. Once me and my son made it home, the hospital called and said he should have never been discharged. So I had to take him back. So I didn't know it was a story. Had I known, maybe things would have been different.
Okay, but you felt it was plausible,
Right.
right? How did it go when Kennedy left? Do you remember, did one of your boys put her in the...
Yes, my son Cornelius took her to the car and strapped her in a car seat. And they left.
The car seat that she was in, is that the one that you guys bought her, or was it
Yes.
Danielle bought? Did y'all have her bundled up
Yes,
a little bit? Was it cold up that night?
it was.
I'm gonna fast forward a little bit again. She's gone for a while. Did she call you at some point?
No, I actually called her. I
Okay.
gave her like, I want to say an hour, almost two.
Okay.
And I called, I asked,
What did you learn about?
she said, I'm
Objection, Your
here.
Honor, hearsay.
Tell us what you learned about where she was.
She was,
I'm sorry.
she just told me she was getting Kennedy out the car. And she said, Mom, I'm gonna call you right back. But I dozed off. And she never called. A couple of hours later, a police was pulling in the yard. I thought it was Danielle. So me and my boys were getting up to go help her get the baby out the car. But it was the police, and they were asking me who drove a Chevy Cruze and where was she? And I told them she was gone, she wasn't there. And they were like, they'll be back. And they left, and I actually tried to follow them, but we couldn't keep up. So I just started looking, because I started, at that time, I just panicked. I just started down, calling her phone. And I never got an answer. I called her like, I just kept calling her phone and I never got an answer. So the police came back a second time and they asked me to describe my daughter. So I described it and then they were like, you gotta go again. By that time, I just went to the precinct because we couldn't keep up with her. I went to the precinct on Rains. And when I got there, they locked me in the precinct.
Okay.
And
So at some point, did you tell police who she was supposed to be with?
yes,
Was that early on that you told them that? Or do you remember anything?
it was when I was at the precinct, so that was like the last part. It wasn't early on.
you, I'm gonna show you a couple of, photographs. And you said that you purchased some things for Kennedy, right?
Right.
And that y'all had sort of bundled her up or whatever for the night before she left.
Right.
You know, passport photograph and the defense counsel seeing this one. And let me know if you recognize that photograph and what you recognize it to be.
This is the hat I put on her that night before she left.
Okay. Did you buy that hat?
No, I think that was a gift from a coworker.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. If I could have this marked as, I think it would be exhibit 14, Judge?
It is exhibit 14.
And if we could publish,
Go ahead, please.
zoom it a little bit. All right, April. Is this the hat that y'all put on Kennedy when she left to go see Brandon Isabelle that night?
Yes,
The hat that was given to you by a coworker?
yes.
Okay. I'll pass forward another photograph. And I think the defense counsel's seen all of these. It's the other person.
This is her car seat.
Okay. And if we could have that marked as, is it 15? And if we could have something to help that.
Go ahead, please.
All right, April. Tell us what this is.
This car seat.
That car seat that y'all put Kennedy in
Yes,
when she went to meet Brandon Isabelle that night?
yes,
The last time you saw her was in this car seat?
yes, yes.
Pass forward another photograph.
This Kennedy.
Okay. Now, if we could have that marked as exhibit 16, please. Definitely should publish that photograph.
Go ahead, please.
This baby Kennedy.
David Kennedy. You remember who took that photograph?
Yeah.
Okay, was that from your house when she came to visit you?
No, that's from the hospital. She was still at the hospital when she took that one.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you to, you testified that you only got to see her for about an hour, right?
Right.
And when y'all put her in the car seat, your son put her in the car seat,
Mm-hmm.
how was she doing?
She was fine. She was still warm. I just didn't want her to leave.
And is that the last time that you saw her?
That was the last time we saw her.
Have you seen her since?
No.
Did y'all have a little memorial for her?
We did.
I'll show you one more picture, okay?
Right. This is my baby. This is Danielle.
I don't know if we can have that marked, this is
17.
Memphis this one, Jeff?
Go ahead, please.
All right.
This day, this day, yeah.
How was Danielle when she left that night with baby Kennedy to go meet Brandon Isabelle?
She was happy. She always happy. You'll never get her mad. I mean, she's the sweetest thing ever.
Did you ever see her again after she left that night with Brandon to go see Brandon Isabelle?
No.
You guys had a funeral service for her?
Yes.
Thank you, April. No further questions, Jeff. Oh, wait, I have one more question.
Just a moment.
I have missed a few questions, Judge. We talked about you telling police that Danielle was going to meet Brandon as well, correct?
Yes.
Did you also tell police that she had baby Kennedy with her when she went to meet?
The first time, when they first came, I didn't tell them until I actually got to the precinct. She had baby Kennedy with her. Because at the time, I was thinking maybe she had done something. But I can't say, I don't think she done something. My baby doesn't want to do anything. I just didn't know what was going on. Had they, in light, told me what was going on, it could have been all points, just Kennedy, Kennedy and Danielle.
Okay.
I could have told them, but they weren't talking like,
But they were aware that it was Danielle and Kennedy.
right, they did.
Do you remember the day Kennedy was born?
Uh-huh,
What day? Do you remember the date?
the 31st.
The 31st.
I'm sorry, January 31st.
January 31st. And that was the early morning hours, correct?
Yes, at like between 1 and 2.
Okay. And do you remember the date that Kennedy came home with Danielle?
February the 1st.
Okay. And do you remember about what time that was on anyone?
When I got to my house, it was like 4:30.
Okay. Thank you. No further questions.
Okay, well, do you need a break before we keep going?
No, ma'am.
I just have a very few questions for you, okay?
Okay.
Now, on direct, you talked to Mr. Christensen about the fact that you didn't like that Brandon was married, right?
Right.
But did you know that he was getting divorced and had been separated for a long time?
I did.
Okay. But because of that, you didn't really like Danielle being with him, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, you had said that he didn't come to the house a lot during her pregnancy.
He was never there when I was there. I can't say if I'm not there. I worked a lot.
And Danielle knew that you didn't like Brandon, right?
She did.
So just because he wasn't there when you were there doesn't mean he was never there at all.
Right.
And the conversations that Mr. Isabelle and Danielle had, you weren't necessarily a part of those, right?
Right. I wasn't.
So there could have been a lot going on that you were not just directly involved in.
Right.
Now, leading up to Danielle going into labor on the 30th,
Mm-hmm.
she had actually gone to the hospital a couple times the week before that, or that leading up to it, the week starting around the 23rd.
Right. Yes.
And she was keeping Brandon informed about every time she would go in the hospital and contractions and things like that, right?
Okay. Right.
And because she wanted him there at the hospital.
Yes.
And when she went into labor, he went to the hospital,
Yes.
and he was there the whole time with her.
Yes.
Now, I want to talk to you about kind of after Danielle and Brandon stopped seeing each other and Brandon started seeing somebody else, okay?
Right.
Did Danielle receive any messages from anyone? that you were aware of?
Not that I'm aware of, but I heard, I've never saw the messages.
But you asked Danielle whether she needed to go to the police because she was getting some threatening messages from his girlfriend?
Yes,
And Danielle had said that she didn't want to do that.
right.
But it was Brandon's girlfriend that was texting her and threatening her, right?
I can't say because I never saw the messages.
Was that your understanding?
Yes.
That's all I have, Your Honor. Can you read the rest?
This couple, you never saw any threatening messages, correct?
No,
Did you see the message that Brandon Isabelle sent her?
I didn't see that
You
one.
didn't see that? Did you hear about that one?
Yes,
Okay. The one where he wanted to have an abortion?
right.
That's appropriate.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you, we accept it.
Thank you.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 9:50. We're going to take a brief recess for some technical issues. I'll be right with you. If you need anything, let us know. Thank you.
Over to the chair.
Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. State Health Officer, I'm sorry, one quick word of business, Judge. We do have, it's a self-authenticating document, birth certificate, which the defense has. We'd like to enter this. It's a birth certificate for Kennedy Hoyle, entered as exhibit, I believe 18 is where we are. We'll say call Officer Brian Conant.
Brian, come forward. Watch your step. Stand right here, face your raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Please have a seat.
Good morning, sir. If you could state your name and spell it for the court reporter in the jury, please.
Yes, sir. Brian Onam, B-R-I-A-N, O apostrophe capital N-A-N.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Did you work with the Memphis Police Department back in February of 2026?
I did.
And what was your assignment back then?
I was in crime scene investigation.
And how long had you been doing crime scene investigation? Or how long did you do crime scene investigation?
I was there a little over a year.
Did you, how many crime scenes would you say you looked at and analyzed?
Over a year, I say you work probably on average 2 to 3 a day, so I say between 8 and 1,000 maybe.
8,000 crime scenes?
800 to 1,000, yes, sir.
And did you utilize things like, looking at shell casings, trajectory rods, that sort of thing?
Yes, sir.
Did you do that a number of times?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Did you go through some training?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
What kind of training did you go through?
When you first start, you go through 2 weeks of training. You learn, again, about trajectory rods, photographing, measurements, trace evidence, a little bit on the guns, ammunition, type things like that. That's just a few of the things that you learn about.
Did you also assist in training new officers or new crime scene officers?
Yes, sir.
During the course of time? How many times would you say you did that?
Oh, probably over the course of a year and a half, 4 or 5 times.
All right. Your Honor, who would tender Officer Ernan as an expert in crime scene analysis?
No objection.
All right. Did you get a call to look at a car on February 4, 2022?
I did.
And where was the car?
It was in the crime scene tunnel, as we call it.
Can you describe that for the jury?
It's an area that's designated for processing cars, other evidence like guns. Say you had a wrench or something, had to have some sort of prints pulled off of it a different way, other than just being fingerprinted, stuff like that. It's more in depth when we're looking at something, instead of just being out on the scene and fingerprinting and all that. You know, it's usually used in higher crimes, you know, for the cars and things like that.
Where is the tunnel? I think I said the tunnel, but did you mention where it is?
It's at 365 Clink at the old Harster location.
Okay. The old Harvester location.
On the city lot. Yes, sir.
You didn't go out and talk to any witnesses or anything like that?
Oh, no, sir.
So
I was in the tunnel that day.
you were in the tunnel, and do you remember the type of vehicle that you were looking at that day?
Yes, it was a Chevrolet Parade car. I believe it was a 2013.
What's the process when you start to process a vehicle? My work. What do you call it? When you analyze a vehicle?
You come out directly at the vehicle and you start doing overall photographs of the vehicle from the front of the vehicle, side, rear, and the other side. And while you're doing that, you're looking for obvious, you know, like trace evidence, maybe possible blood, maybe shell casings laying up on the hood or around the windshield wipers, stuff like that. Defects in the vehicle, damage that could be related to the crime itself.
Okay. I'm going to hand you a stack of 6 photographs.
Yes, sir.
You can look at them real quick and tell us if you recognize them.
Yes, sir.
And then, Judge, I guess the most efficient way would be to enter them all in the
Collective
public.
Exhibit 19.
Well, I think we have it organized as one each. So
19A, 19B.
it would be 19 through 20.
So individually. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. And that's just because we kind of pretty.
That's perfectly fine. You got it.
You already kind of follow those photographs?
I do. Yes, sir. That's the car.
And you have it marked sequentially, exhibit 19 to 24.
No objection.
I'll just one at a time.
Go ahead, please.
Thank you. The first one will be exhibit 19. Describe this for us, Officer.
Like I said, this is just one of the overall photographs from the rear angle, showing the rear and the driver's side of the vehicle itself.
Okay, we got the tag number in there, and it
Yes, sir.
helps identify who was the owner of the vehicle.
Yes, sir.
And then exhibit 20.
2013, I believe, is what it was.
And this photograph.
Side view,
Okay.
passenger side.
That's exhibit 20. I'm going to publish exhibit 21. What are we looking at here?
That's the driver's side front. I photographed it more towards the front to show you the defect on the driver's side door and also the window that had been damaged.
Okay. Exhibit 22.
Yes, sir, that's the defect on the driver's side door, again showing the damage to the window.
Okay. Now, when you say defect, what do you?
I say defect because at the time, you know, we're calling it a defect, but it's obviously it's a exit what appears to be the exit of a projectile,
Okay.
meaning
Hey,
that the
Carla.
metal is pushed outwards, where it pushed it when it exited the vehicle.
And that's obviously that's the driver's side door, correct?
Yes, sir, it is.
Exhibit 23, I think, is the next one. And what are we looking at here?
Same thing, just damage to the window and the defect just below the window there.
Okay. Exhibit 24. Now what are we looking at?
Started to take some interior photographs of the vehicle. Shows glass on the inside. I believe you can see there on the left side of the driver's seat, you can see that there's possible dried blood there, and in the just in front of the driver's side seat, you see some more on the floorboard, and right there above that ID badge, which was in it when I photographed it, could be possible blood as well. I see it all along the side there on the driver's side seat as well in the seams.
All right. I'm going to pass forward to you an envelope. Look inside and see there are multiple things in there, but you can pull a couple of ID cards out of there. Let us know if you recognize those.
Yes, sir. These are some of the ID badges that were found inside of the car.
Okay.
I've got some 2 9mm shell casings here that I've got.
Okay. You don't have to open that last one.
It looks like just pictures and stuff maybe of her and her daughters.
Is there a MAPCO card and a FedEx ID in there?
Yes, sir, there is her ID.
Did you tag those items?
I did, sir.
Yeah, if we could have the FedEx ID marked as Exhibit 25 and the Matco card as Exhibit 26.
Do you just want me to place these back in your envelope, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you. We can keep that. We can keep that up there with you.
Yes, sir.
If Officer Anderson could step down and publish these directly to the jury, we don't have photographs of these.
What do you want me to do?
Those two exhibits that you just pulled out, 25 and 26, if you could show those to the jury for us.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Record handle witness a stack of these 8 photographs, officer. If you could keep those in order for us, the order that we have them there.
Yes, sir.
And just let us know if you recognize those photographs and what you recognize them to be.
Do you want me to explain each one of them? Or
Just
no?
briefly. Just
Briefly, as I go through them? What I'm looking at here is an interior photo of the driver's side of the vehicle. The door is opened. What I'm seeing through my camera is glass on the seat of the car, glass on the floorboard and around the driver's side seat. Some actually on the frame of the door, exiting the door.
And officer, for this process, if you could just do a very brief
Okay.
description of each one, and
I'm
then
sorry.
we'll put them up on the screen.
Yes, sir. And then there's possible blood on the frame of the door as well. Second one is another interior shot of the car.
Okay.
Possible blood on the rear floorboard of the vehicle. This one here is the driver's side door. It's where I marked it exhibit, or marked the trajectory defect in the door as A, and I'm holding an L scale to give you how big the hole is. Same thing on the interior of the car now, A2 of the defect, and I've got another L scale while I'm photographing as well. This one here is a shot of the inside of the door, driver's side door, and I've got a trajectory rod going through the hole of the defect. Another photograph of the door itself. I'm photographing it from the frame. It's got a trajectory rod running through it, showing an angle. This one here is another interior photo of the passenger side seat where I recovered two 9mm shell casings. And this one here is me holding the shell casing, one of the shell casings, and photographing the end of it so you can read the stamp on the end of the shell casing.
Okay.
And that's it.
And if we could have those marked as exhibits 27 through 34. And yeah, we might publish these one by one.
Go ahead, please.
Okay, now if you can describe them as we go in a little more detail.
Yes.
What are we looking at here?
Again, we're looking at the driver's side interior photograph of glass that's on the driver's side seat and floorboard, and you've got what's possible blood on the door frame itself.
Okay. Next numbered exhibit is 28.
That's the floorboard behind the driver's side seat of it. You can see where there's a large amount of blood that's run back into the floorboard there, and there's glass next to the driver's side seat. Appears to be possible blood there on that seat belt as well.
Okay. Exhibit 29, please. So we're going to show you what's been previously been marked as Exhibit 12. So if you could let us know what we're looking at here.
That was in the rear seat of the vehicle interior. That's the baby bag that had, I guess, the baby's name on the baby bag itself, and it was inside the baby bag was, things for the baby, I guess diapers and things that you would take care of a baby with.
Okay. Exhibit 29, I think.
Again, the driver's side door, I've marked it, the defect itself, A, and I'm holding up what we call a L scale to give you an idea of how big that the defect itself is. And you can see the damage there where it pushed out. It actually removed the paint, chipped the paint off, and bent the metal outwards.
You could explain how that works exactly. So is the defect typically worse than the entrance? Is that how that works?
Yes, when it leaves, it blows out. It pushes. It pushes out when it goes in. It's a smaller defect.
Okay, thank you.
And that would be your smaller defect where it probably went in through the door there. And I'm holding another L scale, and I marked that A2.
Okay, is it your opinion that this entrance defect corresponds with that exit defect?
I do. I think that's where the bullet went into the door, and then on the outside it exited.
Okay. Exhibit 31, please.
And,
Explain what's happening here.
okay, that's now I'm showing you where I've got the door open. I'm showing you that's where the defect went in. I'm putting a rod through it so you can see the angle at which when you put the rod in there, it just gives you a better view of how it went in and the angle it left the defect.
Okay. Exhibit 32, please.
So he shot from
And there, I
inside
just
the
wanted to
car?
take a good shot of the door itself, so you can see how the projectile went in and exited out at an angle going down when it left the vehicle. And you can see there again, you can see the seat, the glass, the ID badge, the blood there on the door frame. And,
Exhibit 34, please.
If the shot, why is the glass inside the car? If he shot from the inside out. And that's the door, not the window. I'm confused.
and again, that's the passenger side seat where I recovered
I'm sorry,
two.
33, Judge. This is exhibit 33, just to clarify.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's my fault.
I missed the interruption. That's just showing the two shell casings that I recovered from the seat.
Okay, so are those the only two shell casings you recovered from the vehicle?
It is, but a lot of times, is it okay if I elaborate just a little bit?
Absolutely.
Yeah, sometimes shell casings when they bounce around in a car, when they're fired and they're inside of a car, they obviously can hit the headliner, or the sun visors, whatever, and they'll get in places that we can't find down in the vents of the dashboard, stuff like that. The only way we could find them would be to take the car completely apart. So there could have been more shell casings in there, but I didn't find any more. Like I said, we look and do overall photos and everything. We're looking for shell casings that get up around the hood and places where they can lie and you can't see them. You know, get underneath the leaves or anything else.
Where does if it's a semi-automatic firearm, where did the shell casings usually, which way?
I'm going to object. He's not qualified as a ballistics expert.
Crime scene analysis, this is a crime scene photograph, we're talking about shell casings, so part of his qualification was analysis of shell casings.
During that 2-week training in the beginning that he testified, I'll allow it. Overruled.
Please note my objection.
It's noted for the record.
Tell me what you want. Tell me what you want to know about.
Well, what I was asking was typically where does a shell casing eject from a semi-automatic handgun? Which direction does it go?
Right. Well, that's, of course, I was an officer before I was ever CSI and always carried a gun. So you have a lot of gun training. So I can just tell you that when you fire a gun, a semi-automatic pistol, it ejects from out the right of the gun, out of the port. It comes out every time you fire a bullet. That shell casing comes out of the right of the weapon.
Okay. General, if I could zoom back out on that, Ms. Carver. So what, in this situation, if a person were to reach inside and fire shots inside, how might the shell casings get right there on that seat?
They bounced off the headliner. And
Okay.
for them to be there, in my opinion, the weapon would have had to have been fired inside of the car.
Okay.
Because like I said, when they come out fast and they come out hot, and they travel a pretty good distance, so they fly out and it would have hit the headliner and bounced down in the floorboard, again, in the vent of the dash or in the seats. Sometimes they end up all over the car.
This is a large car in the interior?
Not so much. It's a mid-sized vehicle. It's not so big.
Do you know about how far the gun pointing inside that vehicle would have been to the back seat or anyone in the back seat?
No, I couldn't say that. I would say that they were fired in the front interior part of the car
Would it be
to
close
be where
to-
they're at.
Pretty close to the person in the back seat?
Yeah.
How loud would it be in the car?
It would be extremely, I mean, we wear earmuffs when we have training and stuff. You fire a weapon without an earmuff on it, you're kind of deaf for a second or so. I mean, maybe more than that.
And that would
It's
be-
loud. I fired a weapon and not realized I didn't have my headphones on. It was, it wakes you up, yeah.
And you're talking from the perspective of an adult, right?
Right, yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to hand you, well, you have them up there. If you could look at, you indicated earlier that there were some shell casings in that bag, is that correct?
Yeah, I recovered two.
With the glass in the seat, the only way, of course, I don't know anything about guns and shooting people or anything like that. But the only way it makes sense to me is if he shot her inside and then went outside and then shot through the window. But when he shot inside the car, did he hit her? Because it went through the door. Did it hit her first and then go through the door?
Two 9mm shell casings.
Are those the shell casings we're looking at in the photograph here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if we could have those two marked as, I think, Exhibit 25.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we have two very tiny envelopes, each containing one projectile. You want this as two exhibits?
One exhibit, one collective exhibit.
One collective exhibit will require merging, split them in one envelope. That works.
Publish what has been marked as, I think, Exhibit 34.
And if you could, is that a photograph of the shell casings that we just looked at?
I didn't see them.
I'll hand these back. I'm
I
handing
mean, I'm
back,
sure they are. I tagged those. That's what I tagged, so I'm sure they are. Yes, sir.
for the record, I'll hand back Exhibit 35.
They appear to be the same shell casings that I tagged. I'd have to, these are very tiny. I have to look at them closer, and I have to pull out my phone to do so. Do you want me to do that?
Is that okay, Judge, if you pull out a phone, what's it, is
I have to photograph it, enlarge it to look and read exactly what's on the end of the shell casing.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Just bear with me, okay?
Perfectly fine.
Okay. This is exactly how we photograph them on the scene, crime scene, processing the vehicle, anything else, because they're so small that you have to enlarge them to read them. And yes, sir, to answer your question, sir, this is a 9mm Luger Hornady, I believe is how you say it.
Okay.
So it would be the bullets that I tagged, yes, sir.
I'm going to hand you.
Yeah, shell casings, I'm sorry, excuse me.
I'm going to hand you another envelope. This is going to be for ID only. If you could take a look at that one.
Yes, sir. These aren't anything that I tagged. This is from another officer.
Yes, sir.
I'm assuming from the scene.
Yes, sir.
Maybe, I don't know.
That's fine, just if you could look in there
Yes, sir.
and describe what they are. And what is that?
Appears to be a magazine. It's got 9mm stamped on the back of it, so I'm assuming it's from a Glock 9mm, which is here at the bottom.
Okay.
It looks to me like it's holding 14, maybe 14 rounds right now.
Okay. If, Your Honor, if you have that marked for ID purposes as exhibit, the next number of exhibit would be.
It looks like it's holding 15 rounds, excuse me, sir.
Okay. We're going to mark that real quick, officer, and then we'll talk a little bit about it.
Maybe 16, I'm not sure. I'm not real good with these things. I apologize, okay? I'm looking at the back of it. I'm not, you know, all these different guns and stuff, how their magazines and everything work. I'm looking at that orange place as being a space that's empty. We usually take them out to carry.
Yes, sir.
Now, Officer Ernan, I'm going to test your eyes again. And I sympathize with you because I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
But if you could, the showcasings that we've been talking about that you found in the front seat of Danielle's car, are
Yes.
they similar or the same type of showcasing as the
I'll have to take them out again and do the same thing. Is that okay?
He's asking to take them out and do the same thing. Any
I
objection?
might have to photograph it and enlarge it to see if it's the same caliber, the same brand and everything as the previous ones.
Go ahead.
You okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Would more lighting help you as well?
No, once I photograph it, I can enlarge it. So, thank you. Yes, sir, it is. It's the same brand, same caliber and everything.
Okay.
Can you put it back in?
Yes, sir, if you could put this back in. So the bullets from the magazine are the same as the showcasings found in?
Yeah, they're 9mm Luger.
Okay.
Yes, sir. The same as the same brand and everything. Yes, sir.
All right, I want to ask you just a couple more questions. I just wanted to gather everything there so we don't lose it. But
Yes, sir.
is this the position of the showcasings that we've been talking about, the trajectory of the entrance and the exit defects on the other side of the car, are they consistent with someone reaching into the passenger side with the door open, reaching the gun in and firing shots into the car?
It's consistent with a gun being fired inside of the car.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it could have very well been sitting in the car. I don't know. I wasn't there, so I'm just testifying that when a gun's fired inside a car, that, you know, that's how the shell casings end up inside.
Yes, sir. And was there any other glass broken on the car?
Not that I remember, no.
Okay. All the other windows were intact, to your knowledge?
Yes, sir. To my knowledge, they were.
Okay. Thank you, officer. No further questions, sir.
Is it officer?
I'm tired, so it's just Brian. I'm meeting Steve. I want Steve, so that's fine.
I want to talk to you first about when cars arrive at Clink, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So when you get a vehicle in Clink, that is not on the crime scene, right?
That's correct.
And when I say Clink, what am I referring to?
You're referring to the crime scene tunnel, the city lot where the crime scene tunnel was located.
Where is it located?
365 Clink, I believe, is what the address is still, unless they've moved it there. It's at the old Harser location.
Okay. And that's why we call it Clink, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And-
It's easy, yes.
What part of town is that in?
North Memphis, Fraser area.
Okay. So when a car is taken from a scene,
Yes, ma'am.
it's typically not driven to Clink, right?
Absolutely not.
They load it on the back of a tow truck or
Yes.
a trailer of some sort
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am.
and drive it to you
Yes, ma'am.
down these main roads.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times, once it gets to you, it was already photographed on the scene.
Yes, ma'am.
It was already searched on the scene.
Yes, ma'am. Looked over. Yes, ma'am.
So you're not the first person to go through the vehicle. You just document what you get when it gets to you at Clink.
Yes, ma'am. I couldn't testify to what they did on the scene of that vehicle.
So basically what you document is not necessarily how it appeared on the scene, but how it appeared when it got to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And you do your best to do a thorough documentation of any vehicle that you receive.
Yes, ma'am.
Why is that?
Because you don't want to, I mean, it's evidence. It's a crime's been committed, and they're trying to solve it. And any evidence that you can produce helps solve the crime and give answers to what happened.
Okay. Now I want to talk to you about the type of evidence that you look for, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
First, you look for anything that's out in the open that you can photograph, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And we've gone through several things that you photographed here.
Yes, ma'am.
You look for places to swab for DNA.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you do that here?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you swab?
I don't know exactly where I swabbed. Probably in any of the places that had possible blood. Maybe on the door frame, maybe on the floorboard, which you saw in the back seat. Maybe there. I don't know.
Did you swab anywhere in the passenger side?
I don't remember.
You tested for GSR.
I did.
What is GSR?
A gunshot residue. It would be tested on and also on an individual if we had someone in custody to see if they fired a gun. It would be taken from their hands, other places, clothing.
Now, when we talk about gunshot residue, basically when you fire a gun, gunpowder rushes out behind the bullet, right?
Yes, ma'am. I assume so. Yeah.
Okay. And that's what leaves that gunshot residue.
Yes, ma'am.
And so when you're testing, you test for the residue. It's not like a bullet hole, right?
Right.
Where did you swab for gunshot residue in the cruise?
We mostly swab on the like on the door panels, steering wheel. The gear shift is a good place. So I probably did both panels. I assume passenger side, driver's side, steering wheel, and maybe even the console. But the gear shift is a good place. If anybody might place their hand on the gear shift or something.
Okay. Did you do any testing on the gunshot residue swabs that you took?
I just do the test kit on the interior of the car.
Okay. Did you have is a presumptive test?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you-
I don't do anything further with it. I pulled the test. They're tagged basically in a little, it's a different than this, but it's a kit. It comes in a kit, and nothing's touched it before we open it, and nobody else touches it after we put it in.
Did you test the ceiling of the cruise?
No, I did not.
Okay. Now this was a very small passenger vehicle, right?
Yes, it's a mid-size car, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And when we were looking at the pictures, there's not even like a full open up console in between the driver's seat and the passenger seat, right?
I don't remember. I'm not really familiar with that type of car. I don't remember, maybe there was a console in the car.
And here, let me see if I can help you. May I approach? This has been previously marked as Exhibit 19.
Yes, ma'am, I don't see an opening like you're talking about, just a gear shift.
Okay. Ma'am? So the distance in this particular car that you evaluated or examined, the distance between the passenger seat and the driver's seat is a very short distance.
Yes, ma'am, as it is in most cars, yeah. There's some are larger, yeah.
Now, I want to talk to you about the shell casings that you collected, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Both of those shell casings were located on the passenger seat. And that's where they were when the Chevy Cruze arrived at Clink.
That's where they were when I photographed the car.
But again, you were not on the scene, right?
No, ma'am, I was not.
Okay. Now, when you were talking about the fact that sometimes in other cases you've had casings get somewhere where you couldn't get it, you don't know if that happened here, right?
I do not know.
You only know that you found those two casings.
That's where I found it, ma'am.
And when you talked about, when Mr. Christensen was talking to you about the ejection patterns on guns, what kind of gun did you carry as your service weapon?
Semi-automatic. It was 6 Sawyer.
A 6-hour?
Yeah. 40 caliber weapon.
Okay. And is that what you carried the whole time you were carrying a weapon?
Yes, ma'am, we transitioned to new guns, but yes, ma'am, it's always the,
After they started firing on their own?
right, yeah. Yeah, about that. Yes, ma'am.
So when you would go to the range and fire your weapon, did you only fire your weapon or did you fire other types of weapons as well?
We usually only fire our weapon, but there could be some sort of training where we fired other weapons as well that they might want us to try out, or we always fired shotguns during qualifications and things like that. So yes, we fired other weapons.
And specifically with handguns, different brands eject different ways, right?
Well,
Or are you not qualified to say that?
a semi-automatic gun, pretty much they all eject the same way because they're coming out of the port. The way it works is you saw that magazine right there. It goes into the bottom of the gun, pull back the slide, it rides up into the chamber, and then you're ready to fire it. And once you fire it, that shell clears itself out to the right, and then another automatically, it's called automatic, it rides up through the ramp, feeds itself into the chamber, and you fire again. That they always eject out from the right on a
Yes.
semi-automatic gun.
But there's almost like a clock pattern that different brands will move within from which angle they eject from.
Not to that specification of how.
I thought some guns ejected left and some right, depending on the brand of the gun. And I know nothing about guns, so I could be wrong, but that's what I thought.
Far they go, which way, but they're all going to come out the right side.
So that's outside of your speciality, right?
Yes, ma'am, yes.
Okay. Have you ever fired a gun and had a shell casing pop you in the head?
I've been on the line to where shell casings landed on me and burnt my skin.
Mm-hmm. And so even though they typically eject to the right, you can have some variations on, if you up or over anything when you fire the gun, it could affect where that shell casing lands, right?
Yes. I'll agree with you on that. Yes, ma'am.
If it hits something within the car, it could affect where that shell casing lands.
Yes, that's what I was
We already
testifying to
said that.
before.
As an answer.
Sun visor, headliner, it doesn't matter. It just bounced around in the car and landed in that particular place.
So just because those shell casings are there does not mean that it was a neat ejection into that particular spot, right?
No, it wasn't neat at all.
Okay.
Said that on direct.
And when these casings come out, they're hot.
They're hot.
And the gunpowder behind it is hot.
Yes.
Did you note any burns to the interior of the vehicle?
I don't remember seeing any fires.
And I want to talk to you briefly about the glass, that front driver's side window. You've been processing vehicles for a long time, right? You said somewhere between 800 and
mostly in the
1,000?
field, but yeah, I processed my share of vehicles, yes ma'am, in the field and the time, yes ma'am.
Okay. And have you come across those trajectories that go through right under where the window meets the door?
In other vehicles besides this one?
Yes.
Have I? Yes ma'am.
Okay. And so you're aware that the glass of the window actually goes below that initial rubber, right?
Yeah, if it's rolled down, yeah.
Okay. And so if a bullet hits the glass that's below that rubber part, it could shatter the whole window.
Yes ma'am, it does, it could.
Okay.
If it caught the glass, it was down that far to do that, yes ma'am.
What you document is basically the aftermath, right?
Exactly.
What you document does not show what actually happened in the moment.
No ma'am, mine's all tests and, like I said, trajectory rods and everything to create angles and things like that.
And what you document doesn't show the events leading up to what happened, right?
No, no. I haven't seen, I'm just, it's a car, it's a piece of metal. I'm just photographing as I see it through that lens, that's it.
And we can only see what we can see, right?
Absolutely.
And we can only see what we can see in the state that it was in when it got to you.
Yes ma'am, that's true.
That's all I have, thank you.
Can you redirect?
9mm casings on the front seat,
Yes sir.
bullet hole
That was the
on the
defense.
driver's side door.
This is the
Objection to
prosecution again.
Were there 9mm casings on the front seat?
And on the passenger side.
Was there
Yes,
a
sir.
bullet hole going through the passenger side door?
No, it was going through the driver's side door.
Through the driver's side door, thank you. Was it entering from the inside and exiting from the outside?
It was entering, appeared to have entered through the panel on the driver's side door and exited through the metal on the exterior of the driver's side door.
Was there a lot of blood near where that bullet defect was?
Below it, yes, sir. There was a lot of blood in the floorboard of that vehicle, and there was some in the seat as well.
Is that a good indicator that a 9mm semi-automatic handgun was fired from within that vehicle?
Absolutely. It's the only way that the shell cases could have gotten there. It would have been fired inside the vehicle.
Thank you, sir. Nothing further.
Can you recross?
Very, very briefly. Now, when we speak in absolutes like that, you know I have to follow up. The only way that a shell casing could have ended up in the car is from being fired from within the car?
If there was a gunfire and someone was shot at in the car, then the only way the shell casings would have ended up in the seat would have been a gun being fired in the car. That's my assumption, yes.
Okay. If I pick up this envelope and I put it right there, it got there by me moving it, right?
Right. But I'm assuming that the reason I got the vehicle process was because a gun had been fired inside of a vehicle.
Yes. My point is, you can't say that's the only way
yes.
something could have
Okay,
gotten
I
there.
understand what you're saying.
Yes.
But I'm working in the assumption that there's been a crime committed, and the crime committed involved firing a weapon, or it wouldn't have been a crime scene tunnel.
Yes. But you cannot speculate as to how it got there,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Judge, actually, he's been qualified as an expert, so he can give his opinion as to how they got there.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he could give his opinion on whether something is consistent, but not speculate as to how something got there.
Okay.
Is that true? Is that fair?
It's fair. I mean, that's.
Thank you.
Sir, well, are you done?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. You may sit down.
Do you want these
Further.
documents on board?
I would like those back in that envelope.
Was that stupid?
We should probably leave those outside. You're talking about those two shell casings, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I
Yes.
the only one that
So,
thinks
yeah, we
that
just
was
leave it at that, because there's
stupid?
other things in the envelope that we can.
For this particular witness, your next witness, are you calling it,
The shell casings that we marked as exhibits.
leave these out?
Yes, ma'am.
What about the IDs?
The IDs as well.
What is she
Leave everything
doing?
out.
Just
So the
the-
opposite of what I told him.
Yeah.
Oh, nobody has gloves on. Let's just touch all the evidence without gloves.
Am I done?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Yeah, I don't like her either. Yeah, he shot her and then he picked up the shell casings and put them in the passenger seat. That's what he did. Yeah, that's what he did. He picked them up and put them in the passenger seat.
Your Honor, the state's next witness is Dr. Scott Collier.
Say, doctor? Is this the ME, please?
Dr. Collier, come forward. Watch your step. Stand right here, face your honor, raise your right hand.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
I do.
Please have a seat. Just a moment. I just need to take a break. And ask that you all join me. Have a seat.
Thank
No, because they get hot and it burns away DNA. But to say or to insinuate that you find a car with a bullet hole in the door and a shot person in the ditch next to the car and there's bullet casings in the seat, to insinuate that somebody placed them there. That's a
Would you
reach.
please state and spell your name for the jury?
Scott Collier, SCOTTCOLLIER.
And what is your occupation?
I am a forensic pathologist.
Where are you currently employed?
I am currently employed both at the office here in Memphis as well as the Regional Forensic Center in Nashville, Tennessee.
And can you describe what your job duties are?
My job duties mainly are to perform autopsies and to determine cause and manner of death.
And what is your educational background?
My educational background, I did my pre-medicine work at the University of New Orleans. I did my medical education at Ross University School of Medicine. I then did a pathology residency here in Memphis at the University of Tennessee, followed by a forensic pathology fellowship also at the University of Tennessee.
And are you board certified?
Currently double boarded in anatomic pathology and forensic pathology.
About how many autopsies have you performed?
Approximately 1,700 to 1,800 autopsies.
And how many years have you been a forensic pathologist?
A little over 4 years.
That's a lot of
Have you
autopsies in
testified
4
as an expert
years.
before?
I have,
And about how many times?
I'd say probably 6 or 7.
And were those times in Tennessee courts?
Yes, all of them.
Your Honor, at this time, I would tender Dr. Collier as an expert in forensic pathology.
Hearing no objection.
No objection. Now, Dr. Collier, I'm going to take you back to February 4th of 2022. Did you perform an autopsy on Danielle Hoyle?
I did.
How old was Danielle at that time?
Your Honor, may I access my case file?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Your Honor, if he needs to refresh his recollection, I'm not opposed to it.
Hearing no objection, go right ahead.
Thank you. She was 27 years old at that time.
And did you know multiple gunshots to Danielle Hoyle?
Yes.
How many did you note?
I believe it was 5 in total.
And did you end up labeling each of those wounds?
Yes, I did.
And how did you label those?
By letters.
And during the course of an autopsy, are you photographing
Yes.
what you find? Do you also do diagrams?
Yes.
She just pretends to
I'm
work,
going to
Marty.
hand you a stack of what is a diagram and 3 photos. Could you take a look at those? And do you recognize those photographs in that diagram?
I do.
And does all of that correspond to what you labeled wound A?
Correct.
Your Honor, I'd ask that those items be numbered sequentially. They would be exhibits 37 through 40.
I hope they don't show these.
Remember, may we approach briefly?
Sure. Pardon me, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be back. Excuse me, sir.
I'm getting tired of all this approaching. You guys need to get your crap together. They put you in charge of a new department, Wiggles?
Pleasantness that may occur. And I promise you that I will do everything I could to let you know. Right? I'm a woman of my word, so I would just like you to know that this is the medical examiner. He does autopsies. Okay?
Now, Dr. Collier, permission to publish, Your Honor.
Go ahead, please.
I was kidding.
Now, Dr. Collier, what are we seeing here?
This is the entrance wound and exit wound of gunshot wound labeled A.
And can you describe those locations?
The entrance wound is on the right aspect of the head, just behind and below the right ear. The exit wound is behind the left ear.
Now, when you're going through the process of photographing, do you start out by taking photos as the body looks when you get it?
Correct.
At some point in time, is the body, for lack of a better word, cleaned up a bit for you to take additional photos?
Very much so.
And you looked at those 3 photographs along with the diagram. Are those photographs of wound A?
Correct.
What are we seeing in this photograph?
So this is the entrance wound of gunshot wound A, just to the left of the ruler there.
I guess they're not showing it, but we got a black screen.
And what about this photograph?
The exit wound of gunshot wound A.
And then what are we seeing here?
It's a little difficult to see, but basically the scalp has been removed The top of the skull has been removed and the brain taken out, and what we're seeing here is fractures of the base of the skull.
And did you determine a trajectory with regards to wound A?
I did. Trajectory was right to left and upwards.
And what about, could you determine anything about the range?
Unfortunately, no. There were no features associated with the gunshot wound that would determine range.
What kind of features would you look for to determine range?
If it were a very close or contact wound, there would be soot deposition along the wound and the wound path. If it were a short distance away, we would see gunpowder stippling, basically just abrasions or scuffs in the skin that would indicate that the gun was relatively close.
And you didn't see that in this particular case?
I did not.
Did you term it as an indeterminate trajectory?
Correct.
Or range, I'm sorry, indeterminate range?
Range, yes.
All right. Dr. Collier, when you're examining the body, how can you tell the difference between the entrance wound and the exit wound?
Entrance wounds typically are more smooth and a nice round surface or edges. Exit wounds tend to be lacerated and more irregular in shape.
I'm going to hand you another stack.
Did he say left to right with an upward trajectory?
See if you recognize these.
If she was in the driver's seat, that doesn't make sense. Unless I heard it wrong.
I do.
And on the top, is that your diagram of wound B?
It is.
And then the photographs behind that, do those document wound B?
They do.
Your Honor, I would ask that those be the next exhibits, numbered sequentially, starting with 41 through 45.
Maybe I heard him wrong. Maybe it was right to left.
Your Honor, may
But even if it was right to left with an upward trajectory, that's not the shot that went in the door. I'm so confused.
Dr. Collier, this is exhibit 41. What are we seeing here?
These are the entrance and exit wounds of gunshot wound B.
And can you describe the location?
The location of the entrance wound is inferior to the right ear, and the exit wound is inferior and slightly anterior to the left ear.
And I'm showing exhibit.
Okay, that makes sense. Maybe I misheard the other one.
What are we seeing here?
Just left of the ruler, the white ruler there, is gunshot wound B entrance.
And while we're looking at this picture, you were saying earlier, Dr. Collier, about the smoothness as far as an entrance wound. Are we seeing that reflected in this photograph?
Yes, we are.
And then exhibit 43.
And just to the right of the white ruler is the exit wound for gunshot wound B with the irregular features, the irregular edges and lacerations.
Now, what was the trajectory on wound B?
On wound B, the trajectory was right to left and upwards.
And would wound B have been fatal on its own, in your opinion?
Yes.
Why?
Wound B basically transected bilateral carotid arteries. The carotid arteries are the vessels that supply blood to the brain, and this wound actually severed both of those.
I'll show you what has been entered as 44. What are we seeing right here?
What we're seeing here is there's a metal rod that runs left to right through the neck area, and what we're seeing is another metal rod going upwards that is basically inside the right carotid artery, and it shows how it was transected up towards the top where the rod is exposed from the artery.
And photograph, let's see, exhibit 45.
This is the left carotid artery. Same scenario. The rod going across is basically the bullet path, and then the rod inside the right carotid artery shows the defect within the right carotid artery. Sorry, left carotid artery.
Dr. Collier, I'm going to hand you another stack. And do you recognize that diagram and photographs?
I do.
Do those correspond to wound C?
Yes, they do.
All right, ask that those be the next exhibits 46 through 48. No objection. Permission to publish on here?
After you that,
Yes, does.
wait for time. Thank you.
Dr. Collier, what are we seeing here?
The entrance and exit wounds for gunshot wound C.
And can you describe where those are located?
The entrance wound is on the right aspect of the upper part of the neck, and the exit wound is basically on the left side near the jawline.
And for the record, this is exhibit 46. Moving to exhibit 47. What are we seeing here?
That is the entrance wound for gunshot wound C.
And looking at exhibit 48, what are we seeing?
That is the exit wound of gunshot wound C.
Now, as far as gunshot wound C, what was the trajectory on that one?
Also right to left and upwards.
And would that wound have been, in your opinion, fatal on its own?
I don't think so. This wound basically strikes just the muscle and soft tissue of the neck area. This would, on its own, would be survivable.
And do another stack. And do you recognize that diagram and those photographs?
I do.
Do those correspond to wound D?
Correct.
Your Honor, I would ask that those be the next exhibits, labeled sequentially 49 through 51. Permission to publish, Your Honor?
Go ahead, please.
And for the record, we are looking at Exhibit 49. Dr. Collier, what are we seeing here?
Here we see the entrance wound for gunshot wound D, and at the bottom, the exit wound for gunshot wound D.
And can you describe those locations?
Sure. The entrance wound is on the lower right aspect of the face. The exit wound is on the superior aspect of the shoulder.
And now we're looking at Exhibit 50. What are we seeing here?
That is the entrance wound for gunshot wound D.
And Exhibit 51.
The exit wound for gunshot wound D.
Now, Dr. Collier, what was the trajectory on wound D?
Gunshot wound D, it was right to left and downwards.
Now, this particular wound, in your opinion, would that wound have been fatal on its own?
On its own, yes, I believe it could be.
And why do you say that?
This one basically severed part of the spinal cord, the cervical spinal cord, which would basically cause death due to a lack of being able to breathe.
Do you another stack? Dr. Collier, do you recognize that diagram and the two photographs?
Yes, I do.
And do those document wound E?
Yes, they do.
Your Honor, I would ask that those be the next exhibits labeled sequentially, starting with the diagram at Exhibit 52 through 54.
No objection.
Permission to publish, Your Honor?
Go ahead, please.
And for the record, this is Exhibit 52. And what are we seeing here, Dr. Collier?
These are the entrance and exit wounds for gunshot wound E.
And can you describe their location?
The entrance wound is on the right side of the face, just next to the corner of the mouth. The exit wound is on the opposite side, the left side of the face, near the corner of the mouth.
And what are we seeing in this photograph? For the record, it is Exhibit 50.
This is an entrance wound for gunshot wound E.
And Exhibit 51.
The exit wound for gunshot wound E.
Now, Dr. Collier, on wound E, in your opinion, would that have been fatal on its own?
I would say no to fatality on that one alone.
And why is that?
This bullet basically injured just the face and dentition and didn't hit any major arteries or any structures that would cause death.
Now, Dr. Collier, were you able to recover any bullets?
I was not.
Did you recover any bullet fragments?
I don't believe so, but let me check. No. Oh, I'm sorry. There's an additional note that multiple small bullet and jacket fragments were recovered from the tongue, gingiva, and oral mucosa.
And what does that mean to us lay people?
Basically, the bullet is made up of a core and has a jacket wrapped around it. And when it strikes a target, it tends to fragment. Some of these fragments, little tiny pieces, were recovered from inside the mouth.
Hand you a photograph and an item. First, if you'll take a look at that photograph, do you recognize that?
I do.
And what is that a photograph of?
These are the fragments that were recovered from the mouth area.
All right, ask that that be Exhibit 55. Permission to publish. Collier, what are we seeing here?
So these are the fragments that I described. The more copper-looking colored fragments are part of the jacket that surrounds the bullet core, and the more metallic, grayish-looking fragments are the core, the bullet core itself.
And did you actually collect those fragments?
Yes, I did.
If you would take a look inside that envelope, are the fragments that you collected from Danielle Hoyle in that envelope?
Yes, they are.
Your Honor, I'd ask that that be the next exhibit, Exhibit 56. And Judge, to be clear, it's just the one envelope that Dr. Collier had in his hand. There are several items.
I can show you which one it is. It should be the one on here. Yeah, that one right there.
And Dr. Collier, as part of the autopsy process, do you take samples, for example, of hair and other things from the body?
Yes, we do.
And are those some of those items that were also in that envelope?
Yes, they are.
I'm going to hand you 3 more photographs. Do you recognize those photographs?
I do.
And we'll start with that first photograph. What is that a photograph of?
Basically just a superficial abrasion or a scrape along the side of the right hip.
And the next photograph?
This is the photograph of the right hand.
And the next photograph?
Photograph of the left hand.
All right, would ask that those be entered as exhibits 57, 58, and 59. Please approach. Pardon me. What is that a photograph of?
That is the left hand.
And in your opinion, did you note anything that would indicate defensive wounds on Danielle Hoyle's hands?
I don't recall seeing any defense wounds.
Now, did anything in your examination indicate that Danielle Hoyle had recently given birth?
She did have an enlarged uterus, consistent with postpartum period.
Now, Dr. Collier, as part of the autopsy, when the body comes to you, do you collect the clothing?
Yes, we do.
I'm going to hand you. Four more photographs. Do you recognize those photographs?
I do.
And are those photographs of Danielle Hoyle's clothing that she was wearing when she came to the medical examiner's office?
Yes, it is.
Your Honor, I'd ask that those be numbered sequentially, starting with Exhibit 60 through 62. Permission to publish. Go ahead, please. And what are we seeing in this photograph, Dr. Collier, which will be Exhibit 60?
These are the clothing items that were removed from the body after we received her.
And 61?
This appears to be a hooded jacket.
And was Danielle wearing that jacket when she came to Denny's office?
She was.
And did you note anything about the jacket?
Yes. What you're seeing here with the two little white cards with the arrows on them are defects within the jacket.
And what are we seeing in this photograph that would be Exhibit 62?
This is a defect in the hood of the jacket.
And why did you note those defects?
Because these defects could be consistent with the gunshot wounds on the body.
And Exhibit actually, that would be Exhibit 63. What are we seeing here?
These are the shoes that came on the body.
And did you actually collect those items?
Yes.
When they hand you? Dr. Collier, that first item, we'll take a look. Do you recognize that item?
Yes, I do.
And what is that item?
This is the black jacket.
And that was collected from Danielle Hoyle's body?
Yes.
Your Honor, I would ask that that be the next exhibit, Exhibit 64.
3 is the next number. Exhibit. Did we miss one?
There's four.
Thank you. 64 it is.
Your Honor, may Dr. Collier publish that to the jury by stepping down?
Dr. Collier, would you mind stepping down?
Do not. Thank you.
Thank you. Look at those 2 bags, see if you recognize those items.
I did.
And what is that item?
This appears to be the right shoe.
And would you take a look in that other bag?
This is the left shoe.
I would ask that those be a collective exhibit, exhibit 65. Your Honor, may I have permission to publish? Dr. Collier, if you would just show those to the jury, please. Thank you, Doctor. During the autopsy process, do you also collect a blood spot?
Yes, we do.
Can you describe for the jury what that is?
It's basically just a card that folds in half and has 4 circles where we take samples of blood and squirt it on the blood spot card. So it's just a card that holds blood samples.
I'm going to hand you an envelope. You may need some scissors.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Would you take a look inside the envelope, please? Do you recognize that item?
I do.
And what is that?
This is the blood spot card for the decedent.
And is that Danielle Hoyle?
It is.
All right, ask that that be the next exhibit, exhibit 66.
It should be okay.
And Dr. Collier, what's the purpose of collecting the blood spot?
In case we need to use it for DNA purposes.
Now, Dr. Collier, with regards to all these items that you collected, is there a unique number that the medical examiner's office uses for each autopsy?
Yes.
And what was the number in this particular case?
This case was number 2022-0277.
Now, Dr. Collier, based on your findings, the autopsy of Danielle Hoyle, what was the cause of death?
Cause of death was listed as gunshot wounds of the head and neck.
And what was the manner of death?
Homicide.
I'll ask the witness.
Dr. Collier, when you say homicide, that's a medical term, right?
That is correct.
Can you explain to the jury what medically homicide means?
Death at the hands of another.
Okay. So if I shot you, but I was acting in self-defense, that would be a homicide.
Correct.
If I shot you and it was completely accidental, that would be a homicide.
Most likely, yes.
If I shot you and I meant to do it, that would be a homicide.
Correct.
So homicide does not necessarily indicate a criminal intent,
It does not.
right? It is just a medical terminology for the manner of death.
Correct.
Now, I want to talk to you about trajectories, okay?
Okay.
How do you determine the trajectory of a gunshot wound?
Trajectory is based on a person in the anatomical position, which is basically standing in
And you can
this.
stand if you need to do that. If
It's
that's
basically
okay.
standing like this, hands
Permission,
open.
Brandon.
Thank you.
Sorry.
All right.
So this is anatomic position.
Okay. And so when you look at a person in anatomic position, you then establish an entrance wound and an exit wound.
Correct.
Now, that is not necessarily the position the person was in at the time of the gunshot, right?
That's correct.
Okay. So the trajectory of the bullet through the body depends on the angle of the body at the time of the shot.
And the shooter.
Yes, you beat me to it. We're getting there next. So the angle of the person's body, right?
Correct.
And the angle of the other person
Yes.
and where the gun is.
Correct.
Now I want to talk to you about how you determine distance ranges, okay?
Yes.
Now you classified this as an indeterminate range.
Correct.
Can you please explain to the jury what the different ranges that you look for are?
Contact, basically the weapon is in contact with the target. Intermediate, which is basically within a few inches to a couple of feet from the end of the barrel to the target. And then indeterminate or distant is, it cannot be determined.
Okay. So that contact would actually be the muzzle of the weapon against the skin.
Correct.
And that would leave what's called a muzzle imprint.
It could,
Okay. And that would leave soot deposition.
most likely.
Now, when I say a muzzle imprint, that is actually the end part of the gun burns the skin, right, on a contact wound?
It's an abrasion, yes.
And then soot deposition, that's when that gunfire shoots out of the gun, it actually, on a contact wound, shoots into the wound, right?
Correct.
Now, a close contact gunshot wound, is that up to 18 inches?
What we would consider an intermediate. There's a general range for that, but an actual accurate range can only be determined by test firing the weapon.
Okay. So that, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I thought the indeterminate range went all the way up to 4 feet.
It's again, gun dependent.
Okay. So is it your understanding from what you do and all of these autopsies that indeterminate range can be up to 4 feet depending on the weapon?
4 feet could be. We generally say that anything outside of a couple of feet or so is you're getting away from intermediate and more into indeterminate.
Okay. So now I want to talk to you about that couple of feet, okay? How do you determine whether a gun was in a couple of feet from the barrel to the person who was shot?
There would be stippling, gunpowder stippling on the target.
Okay. What is gunpowder stippling?
Basically, Burning gunpowder particles will cause little tiny punctate abrasions around the wound.
And that's kind of what we were talking about with that spray of gunpowder, right? It actually sprays onto the skin
Correct.
and it's hot, right?
It's burning, yes.
Yeah, so it burns a little pattern onto the skin.
Correct.
And that occurs when that gun is within a few feet.
Depending on the gun, yes.
Okay. And that was not present here, right?
Correct.
Okay. So the indeterminate range is basically saying you don't know how far away the gun was.
100%.
Okay. And here it was indeterminate range because there was no muzzle imprint, right?
Correct.
There was no soot deposition.
Correct.
There was no stippling.
Correct.
Now, I want to talk to you about the gunshot wounds themselves, okay, and the way that you document them.
Sure.
When you assign labels, the A, B, C, D, E, that is not in any way indicating an order in which the gunshots were shot, right?
That's correct.
That only indicates a kind of a marker for you to say, this is one, this is another, this is another.
100%, yes.
It's
Correct.
not a chronological assignment.
Right.
Because as a medical examiner, you typically cannot determine the order of injuries.
That's correct.
So that's just purely for recording purposes.
Yes, ma'am.
And for your purposes, you can determine the wounds inflicted, right?
Yes.
But you cannot necessarily determine the circumstances under which they were inflicted.
Correct.
So I want to talk to you briefly about each of the gunshots in turn, okay?
Sure.
So we'll start with gunshot wound A. That was to the neck, right?
Correct.
And if I may, Your Honor, just have a moment to connect to publish that diagram. Tech stuff is not my forte, so you'll have to forgive me. It won't let me go. Okay, we're gonna do this the old-fashioned way because technology doesn't like me. I'm okay.
Are we done with the TV before we break?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. May I approach the witness? If you could please show the witness, show the jury where you indicated the entrance wound. And approximately on your body, where would that be?
Basically right here, I would imagine,
Okay. And the exit wound?
is here.
Okay. And do you actually have those diagrams in your report?
I do.
Okay. Can you do the same for me for B?
Entrance wound. of the right ear, exit wound somewhere in this region.
And on both of those, you noted an upward trajectory,
That's correct.
okay?
You're asking for the trajectory,
Yes,
right to left and upwards?
okay. And none of them, do you typically note a front to back?
If it's, yes, if it is front to back, then I will note that. Left to right, right to left, upwards, downwards, front to back, back to front, certainly.
And on all of these, you noted right to left,
Correct.
and in all but one, you noted upward.
I believe that's correct.
And gunshot wound D was downward.
Correct.
And on all of these, there was no muzzle imprint,
Correct.
there was no soot deposition,
Correct.
there was no stippling,
Correct.
and there was no bullet recovered.
Just the fragments.
No actual full bullet, right?
No intact bullet, yes.
Your Honor, that's all I have.
Can you redirect from the stage?
Just briefly, Your Honor. Dr. Collier, I want to go back to indeterminate.
Yes,
I believe defense counsel was saying 4 feet. It could be 3 feet, right?
it could be 3 feet, it could be 2 feet. It all depends on the weapon itself and the ammunition used.
And we were talking about a trajectory. Could something like if the victim moved her head, could that affect the trajectory?
Certainly.
Are there a lot of different variables that can affect the trajectory?
Yes.
So for example, where the shooter was standing,
Correct.
how the shooter was holding the gun.
Sure.
So all of that could play into that upwards or downwards determination.
Yes.
That's all I have.
Very briefly. In this case, you determined it to be an indeterminate range, right?
Correct.
So you did not have any of the markers that you typically see for close range shots.
Correct.
That's all I have.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. You may step down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for you to go eat. It is now 11:52. When I've received word that you are done, we'll report back to work, okay? Don't eat too much. If you need coffee or water, let us know.
Jurors, excuse me, you know, those chair right there.
Court's going to be in a brief recess.
After recess.
I would just like to say, I did a test drive of that and it worked great on my test drive.
Sure, Jan. Judge Lutz, may I see you?
Okay, that was weird. What are they gonna say? I hate that. Judge, you got people watching. You can't just say, let us know when you're done eating. You gotta set a time. You got people watching. This don't. You can't do this. You got an audience now. This ain't like the old days. You got an audience now. You can't do this to us. Okay, so now we don't get a break today, y'all. Now we gotta come back to Florida. So we gotta go back to another stream. So it will redirect y'all. So just pretend like you're not going anywhere. You're just gonna redirect to another stream so I can put everything in my playlists. I gotta do my playlists. So stay put. You'll be redirected.